Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. We all know that success doesn't come overnight. It's not something that can be achieved with a single extraordinary effort. No, success is built day by day, choice by choice, and action by action. Today I want to share with you the 10 things you must work on every single day if you want to unlock your full potential and make lasting progress in your life. Let's dive in. It all begins here. Every action you take, every decision you make starts with the way you think. Do you believe that you are capable of great things? Do you see challenges as opportunities, or do you see them as obstacles? Your mindset is the foundation of everything that comes after. If you don't nurture a mindset of growth, resilience, and possibility, you'll find yourself stuck in old habits and old ways of thinking. So each day, check in with your mindset. Are you thinking like a champion, or are you settling for mediocrity without clear, defined goals? You're just drifting through life. You need to know exactly where you're heading. You need to know the why behind your actions, because the why is what will keep you going when things get tough. Every day, remind yourself of your goals, revisit them, make sure they're specific, measurable, and in alignment with your values. If you're not working towards something every day, you're just moving in circles. This might sound obvious, but we often overlook it. Your body is the vessel that carries you through life. Without it, none of your dreams, ambitions, or goals will matter. If you don't have your health, everything else will feel more difficult. So every day you must prioritize your health, whether it's through exercise, eating nutritious foods, getting enough sleep, or managing stress. Take care of your body. It's the only one you've got. E. Every action you take, every decision you make starts with the way you think. Do you believe that you are capable of great things? Do you see challenges as opportunities, or do you see them as obstacles? Your mindset is the foundation of everything that comes after. If you don't nurture a mindset of growth, resilience, and possibility, you'll find yourself stuck in old habits and old ways of thinking. So each day, check in with your mindset. Are you thinking like a champion, or are you settling for mediocrity? Without clear, defined goals, you're just drifting through life. You need to know exactly where you're heading. You need to know the why behind your actions, because the why is what will keep you going when things get tough. Every day, remind yourself of your goals, revisit them, make sure they're specific, measurable, and in alignment with your values. If you're not working towards something every day, you're just moving in circles. This might sound obvious, but we often overlook it. Your body is the vessel that carries you through life. Without it, none of your dreams, ambitions, or goals will matter. If you don't have your health, everything else will feel more difficult. So every day you must prioritize your health, whether it's through exercise, eating nutritious foods, getting enough sleep, or managing stress. Take care of your body. It's the only one you've got. Success is the sum of small, consistent actions. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be often comes down to your daily habits. Every habit, whether it's reading, journaling, exercising, or working on a project, will compound over time. Good habits build momentum, while bad habits hold you back. So every day, take stock of your habits. Are they moving you forward, or are they holding you back? We are, at our core, social beings. Our relationships, whether with family, friends, or colleagues, are a direct reflection of who we are and where we're going. You can't succeed in isolation. Every day, invest in your relationships. Offer encouragement, support, and gratitude. Build bridges, not walls. Surround yourself with people who elevate you and challenge you to be better. The world is always evolving, and so should you. Every day, work on expanding your knowledge. Whether it's reading a book, taking a course, or listening to a podcast, make it a habit to learn something new every day. The more you know, the more you can grow. Knowledge isn't just power, it's opportunity. Time is the one thing we can never get back. Once it's gone forever. That's why time management is so important. Every day, ask yourself, how am I using my time? Is what I'm doing right now aligned with my goals? Am I being productive, or am I wasting valuable moments? Be intentional about how you spend your time. Time spent wisely is time invested in your future. Discipline is the bridge between your goals and your achievements. It's easy to start things, but it's the discipline to follow through that makes all the difference. Every day, ask yourself, am I staying true to my commitments? Am I doing what needs to be done, even when I don't feel like it? Self-discipline isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. So every day, find ways to exercise your discipline, even in the smallest of actions. Creativity isn't just for artists, it's a vital skill in every area of life. Whether you're solving problems, finding new ways to connect with people, or creating new opportunities, creativity allows you to think beyond the ordinary. Every day, make space for creativity. Try new things, look at problems from different angles, and push yourself to come up with innovative solutions. 10, your gratitude. Finally, never forget the power of gratitude. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you shift your perspective. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you focus on what you have. Gratitude is a powerful tool that keeps you grounded, humble, and positive. Every day, take a moment to reflect on the things you're thankful for. It will elevate your spirit, boost your energy, and give you the mental clarity to continue pushing forward. These are the 10 things you must work on every day. They might seem simple, but their impact is profound. If you commit to improving even just one of these areas daily, you will see massive shifts in your life over time. It's not about making huge leaps all at once. It's about making small, consistent improvements every day that over time compound into extraordinary results. Mindset is the foundation. At the core of all personal and professional growth lies one fundamental truth: mindset shapes everything. It is the foundation upon which actions, decisions, and outcomes are built. Often we focus on external factors, skills, circumstances, opportunities, believing they determine our success. However, the internal force driving everything we do is our mindset. How we perceive ourselves, the world around us, and our potential has a direct impact on how we navigate life's challenges. Without a growth-oriented mindset, even the best opportunities can be squandered. But with the right mindset, we can transform adversity into achievement, failure into learning, and limitations into possibilities. A mindset is not a static trait. It is dynamic, fluid, and can evolve over time. There are two primary types of mindsets that shape our actions and experiences: a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. The concept of fixed versus growth mindset was popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, who explained that individuals with a fixed mindset believe that their abilities, intelligence, and talents are predetermined and unchangeable. On the other hand, those with a growth mindset embrace the idea that their abilities can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. The former limits potential while the latter unleashes it. The power of a growth mindset cannot be overstated. People with this mindset are not intimidated by challenges, setbacks, or failures. Instead, they view these as opportunities to learn, improve, and grow. In contrast, a fixed mindset often leads to fear of failure, avoidance of challenges, and a tendency to give up when faced with obstacles. When someone with a fixed mindset encounters difficulty, they may interpret it as a sign of inadequacy, further reinforcing their belief that they are not capable of achieving success. However, individuals with a growth mindset tend to view challenges as stepping stones to success, which leads them to persevere in the face of adversity. This shift in perspective is the crux of what makes mindset so powerful. It shapes the way we approach not just challenges, but also opportunities. Those with a growth mindset tend to embrace new opportunities, seeing them as chances to expand their skills and knowledge. They don't shy away from risk or uncertainty because they trust in their ability to learn and adapt. This willingness to step outside of one's comfort zone is often what separates successful individuals from those who remain stuck in familiar patterns. A person with a growth mindset is not necessarily better than someone with a fixed mindset in terms of inherent talent or intelligence, but they possess something crucial: resilience. The ability to persist in the face of obstacles, to keep going when things get tough, is often the defining factor between success and failure. A person with a growth mindset understands that setbacks are part of the journey and that perseverance is key to long-term success. They know that the road to achievement is not always linear and that success often comes after multiple iterations, failures, and attempts. The importance of mindset extends beyond individual achievement and impacts relationships, teams, and organizations. For instance, in a workplace setting, a growth mindset can foster an environment of collaboration, innovation, and continuous improvement. When individuals believe that they can improve their abilities and learn from others, they are more likely to share ideas, offer constructive feedback, and support their colleagues. This creates a culture of mutual respect and trust where mistakes are viewed as part of the learning process, not as failures to be avoided or hidden. Conversely, a fixed mindset can breed fear of failure, defensiveness, and a reluctance to take risks or try new things. This creates a stagnant environment where progress is slow and innovation is stifled. In personal relationships, mindset plays a similar role. People with a growth mindset tend to approach challenges and relationships with a sense of curiosity and openness. They are more likely to believe that problems can be solved through communication, empathy, and compromise. Those with a fixed mindset, on the other hand, may view conflict as a reflection of a deeper incompatibility or personal inadequacy, leading to frustration, resentment, disengagement. The ability to approach relationships with a mindset focused on growth and learning can lead to stronger, more resilient connections. Moreover, mindset also influences how we interpret our experiences. When faced with adversity, someone with a growth mindset might say, "What can I learn from this?" while someone with a fixed mindset might think, "This proves that I'm not good enough." The first response opens the door to growth and improvement, while the second closes it, leading to self-doubt and a lack of confidence. It is through reframing our perspective and interpreting setbacks as opportunities for learning that we create the possibility for personal transformation. This mindset shift is not always easy, but with practice, it becomes a powerful tool for navigating life's inevitable ups and downs. Adopting a growth mindset requires effort and awareness. It is not enough to simply declare that you have a growth mindset. It must be cultivated through intentional action and thought patterns. One way to develop this mindset is by focusing on the process rather than the outcome. Instead of measuring success by the end result, people with a growth mindset focus on the effort, the learning, and the incremental progress they make along the way. They celebrate small victories and milestones, knowing that consistent improvement will ultimately lead to larger successes. Additionally, people with a growth mindset tend to be more self-compassionate. When they make mistakes or experience failure, they do not beat themselves up or internalize these setbacks as signs of personal inadequacy. Instead, they treat themselves with kindness, acknowledging that mistakes are an inevitable part of growth. This self-compassion allows them to bounce back from failure with greater resilience rather than being paralyzed by self-criticism. Another key aspect of a growth mindset is the willingness to receive feedback. People with a fixed mindset may view criticism as a personal attack, while those with a growth mindset see it as a valuable tool for improvement. They understand that feedback, whether positive or negative, provides insights into areas of strength and areas for development. By embracing feedback, they are able to refine their skills, enhance their knowledge, and continuously evolve. This openness to feedback, coupled with a willingness to act on it, accelerates personal growth and creates a continuous cycle of improvement. Developing a growth mindset is a lifelong journey. It requires a commitment to self-awareness, a willingness to challenge limiting beliefs, and the courage to step outside of one's comfort zone. Over time, this mindset becomes a natural part of who we are, influencing our thoughts, behaviors, and outcomes in profound ways. As we adopt a growth mindset, we begin to see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to expand our potential. We begin to recognize that our capacity for learning and growth is unlimited, and that the only real limits are those we impose on ourselves. The importance of clear, defined goals cannot be overstated. The world around us is constantly changing, and it can be easy to feel overwhelmed by distractions or uncertain about where to focus our energy. When we have clearly defined goals, however, they serve as a guiding compass. They cut through the noise, helping us prioritize what truly matters and providing a sense of direction when the path forward isn't always obvious. With clear goals, we know what we are working toward, and more importantly, we know why it matters. Goals keep us focused and motivated even when the road gets tough. Setting clear, defined goals allows us to break down larger aspirations into manageable, achievable steps. Instead of looking at the big picture and feeling daunted by the sheer scale of what we want to achieve, having specific goals lets us focus on one step at a time. For example, if your dream is to become a successful entrepreneur, a vague goal like "I want to build a business" is unlikely to be helpful. It lacks specificity and doesn't provide a clear roadmap. However, a defined goal such as "I will launch my first product by the end of the year" is concrete, measurable, and actionable. You can now break that larger goal down into smaller tasks, creating a product prototype, conducting market research, building a website, and so on, each of which becomes a step toward the ultimate objective. Clarity is critical. Without clarity in our goals, we can waste precious time, effort, and resources chasing things that don't align with our deeper values or long-term vision. Ambiguity can lead to frustration and burnout as we try to move in multiple directions at once without a clear plan. When your goals are well defined, it's much easier to make decisions that move you toward them. The more specific you can be, the more focused your energy becomes, and the less likely you are to fall into distractions or misdirected efforts. Additionally, defined goals allow us to measure progress. When a goal is clear and specific, it is easier to track your progress and evaluate whether you're moving closer to your desired outcome. Progress isn't always linear, but knowing whether you are on track can help you stay motivated. When we don't have clear goals, we often feel uncertain about how far we've come and whether our efforts are actually leading us anywhere. The ability to measure success, whether it's through milestones, performance metrics, or simply crossing items off a to-do list, gives us feedback on our efforts. This feedback loop helps us refine our approach and continue forward with confidence. The process of setting clear goals forces us to get more in touch with our true desires and values. Many of us walk through life with vague, aspirational thoughts of what we want to achieve, but we haven't taken the time to think critically about what those goals really mean to us or why they matter. When we sit down and define our goals, we must dig deeper. Why do you want to achieve this goal? What will it bring you once it is accomplished? How does it align with your deeper values or long-term vision for your life? This introspection helps bring clarity to not only the what, but also the why behind your goals. This understanding fuels your commitment, making it easier to push through challenges when obstacles arise. Goal setting also helps us avoid the trap of simply staying busy without making real progress. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in a whirlwind of activity, checking off tasks, and feeling like we're accomplishing something. But not all tasks are created equal. Without clear goals, we may end up filling our days with actions that don't move us toward what we truly want to achieve. Clear, defined goals provide a lens through which to assess whether our daily actions are in alignment with our larger vision. They keep us accountable and ensure that our time and energy are spent on tasks that are both productive and meaningful. A critical part of setting clear goals is ensuring that they are measurable. It's not enough to simply say, "I want to be healthier" or "I want to be more successful." These are too vague to be actionable. Instead, define what success looks like for you. How will you know you've reached your goal? What specific benchmarks will signal that you are on track? For instance, instead of aiming to be healthier, set a specific goal like "I will exercise for 30 minutes, 5 days a week." Or I will eat 3 servings of vegetables per day with measurable goals. It's much easier to track your progress and see tangible results. At the same time, while goals need to be specific and measurable, they also need to be flexible. Life is unpredictable and circumstances can change rapidly. Clear goals should have room for adjustment. This doesn't mean abandoning them when challenges arise, but being willing to adapt your approach or timelines as necessary. For example, if your goal is to start a business and you encounter financial setbacks, rather than abandoning the goal altogether, you may need to adjust your timeline or explore alternative funding options. Flexibility in goal setting allows you to stay on course even when unexpected challenges arise, while rigidity can lead to frustration or giving up altogether. It's also important to recognize that goals are not static, they evolve over time. As we grow, learn, and experience life, our goals will shift to reflect our changing circumstances, values, and desires. The goals you set for yourself 5 years ago may no longer resonate with who you are today. This is why revisiting your goals regularly is so important. A practice is to check in on your goals every few months to ensure that they still reflect your current vision and priorities. If your goals need to be revised or redefined, that's a natural part of the process. Your goals should always be a reflection of the person you are becoming, not just the person you were. Another key aspect of goal setting is ensuring that your goals are aligned with your overall vision for your life. It's easy to fall into the trap of setting goals based on external expectations, what society, your peers, or even your family might want for you. While it's important to take others' input into consideration, your goals must ultimately be yours. True success and fulfillment come when your goals align with your passions, values, and purpose. If your goals are driven by a sense of obligation or pressure rather than genuine desire, it will be much harder to maintain motivation and resilience when the inevitable challenges arise. To set goals that are truly yours, take the time to get clear on your values, your vision for the future, and what will bring you the most fulfillment. Having a clear vision is what makes your goals truly powerful. Without a vision of where you want to go, your goals will lack the inspiration needed to push you through hard times. Your vision gives you the why behind your goals. It acts as the fuel that drives you forward, especially when the going gets tough. When you face setbacks, it's easy to lose sight of your goals. But if you have a strong emotional connection to your vision, you will be more resilient and willing to persevere, even when obstacles seem insurmountable. Goals also help create a sense of purpose. When you are working towards something meaningful, you feel a greater sense of fulfillment in your daily life. The work may not always be easy, but knowing that every action you take brings you closer to your ultimate goal adds a layer of purpose to your everyday efforts. Without goals, even the most successful people can feel directionless or unfulfilled. But with clear goals, you will always know that you are working towards something that matters. It is this sense of purpose that keeps us energized and passionate about the journey. The process of setting clear, defined goals isn't just about achieving success, it's also about becoming the person you need to be in order to achieve those goals. Personal growth is inherently tied to goal setting. As you pursue your goals, you will be forced to confront your weaknesses, expand your knowledge, and develop new skills. In other words, setting clear goals pushes you to grow in ways you might not have expected.
It challenges you to evolve and become the best version of yourself. This continuous process of growth and self-improvement is what makes the pursuit of your goals as rewarding as the achievement itself. Consistent habits lead to success.
Success is often seen as an elusive destination, something that only a select few seem to achieve. We admire those who have reached the pinnacle of their fields, athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders, and wonder what sets them apart. What do they have that we don't? Is it a matter of talent, intelligence, or luck? While these factors may play a role, the real differentiator is often the simplest yet most profound element: consistent habits. It is not a sudden burst of brilliance or a single moment of success that leads to lasting achievement. Instead, success is built slowly, brick by brick, through the small, seemingly insignificant actions that we perform every day. At its core, success is the result of our daily behaviors, routines, and choices. It is about committing to the process regardless of how it feels in the moment and continuing to show up day after day. This is where the power of consistency lies. In the fast-paced world we live in, it's easy to get distracted by the allure of shortcuts, overnight transformations, or quick wins. But true, lasting success doesn't come from sporadic efforts or dramatic leaps forward. It comes from steady, intentional actions that compound over time. The simple, consistent habits we form shape our lives in profound ways, often producing results far beyond what we might expect. The concept of habit is powerful because it leverages the brain's natural inclination to create routines. The human brain is designed to seek efficiency, and once a behavior is repeated enough, it becomes ingrained in the subconscious mind. This means that habits, once established, require less mental energy and effort to maintain. Instead of relying on motivation or willpower to get things done, successful people cultivate habits that keep them on track, even when their energy or enthusiasm wanes. This is one of the reasons why habits are often more important than sheer talent or willpower. They allow people to continue moving forward even during times of fatigue or low motivation. When we look at the habits of successful people, we often see common threads. Many of these individuals have created routines around their health, productivity, learning, and mindset. For example, many high achievers make physical exercise a non-negotiable part of their daily routine, not because they're naturally inclined to work out, but because they understand that consistent physical activity is a cornerstone of both mental and physical well-being. By exercising regularly, they are able to boost their energy, reduce stress, improve their focus, and cultivate resilience, all of which are essential for sustained success in any area of life. Similarly, successful individuals often prioritize sleep, understanding that adequate rest is a crucial component of peak performance. It's not uncommon to hear about entrepreneurs who wake up early or dedicate specific times for relaxation, ensuring they're recharging their minds and bodies. What may seem like small, mundane actions such as eating a healthy breakfast, meditating, journaling, or setting clear goals for the day are actually the foundation upon which their larger successes are built. These routines aren't about perfection or trying to achieve something unattainable. They are about showing up consistently and deliberately for the things that matter most. The reason habits are so powerful is that they are a form of automation. When you practice something every day, it starts to become second nature. Instead of having to actively think about every decision, you create a system where the decisions are made for you. This removes friction and decision fatigue, freeing up mental space for more important tasks. For instance, if you make reading a daily habit, you don't have to debate whether or not you'll read each day. You simply do it, and as a result, you're constantly feeding your mind with new knowledge, perspectives, and ideas. Over time, this becomes an automatic part of your day, and the benefits accumulate without any extra effort. One of the most important things to understand about habits is that they are cumulative. Small actions may seem insignificant in isolation, but when they are repeated consistently, they lead to massive results. Consider the example of saving money. Putting aside a small amount each day or each week might not seem like much at first, but over the course of months or years, those small deposits can add up to a significant sum. The same principle applies to any area of life, whether it's learning a new skill, writing a book, building a business, or improving your health. The key to success is not making large dramatic changes overnight, but rather committing to small incremental steps that compound over time. This compounding effect is particularly powerful when it comes to personal growth. Many people struggle with the idea of making big changes and expect instant results. But when it comes to developing expertise, mastering a craft, or building lasting success, progress often happens in ways that are subtle and incremental. Success doesn't always come from major breakthroughs, but from consistent efforts that slowly build up and add up over time. For example, the writer who writes a page every day might not seem like they're making much progress initially, but in a year's time, they will have written a book. Similarly, an entrepreneur who focuses on improving one aspect of their business every day, whether it's customer service, marketing, or product development, will see their efforts compound into a thriving, successful company. One of the reasons consistent habits are so effective is that they help us build momentum. Momentum is a powerful force that propels us forward, and once we build it, it becomes easier to continue moving in the right direction. This is why people often find that their most productive times are when they've been consistently working toward a goal for weeks or months. The more you commit to something, the more momentum you generate, and easier it becomes to keep going. Success breeds success, and when you start seeing the results of your consistent efforts, it fuels your motivation to keep going. However, building consistent habits is not always easy. It requires discipline, patience, and a long-term perspective. In the beginning, when the rewards are not immediately visible, it can be challenging to stay motivated. This is where the power of persistence comes in. Many people abandon their goals too early because they don't see immediate results, but those who succeed are the ones who keep going, even when things feel slow or difficult. They understand that the real value of their efforts lies in the accumulation of small actions over time. Developing a habit takes time, and it often requires pushing through discomfort and embracing consistency, even when it's hard. To make habits stick, it's also important to focus on the process rather than the outcome. People often fail to build sustainable habits because they are too focused on the end goal, which can seem distant and unattainable. Instead of fixating on the ultimate result, successful people find joy and fulfillment in the process itself. They learn to appreciate the small victories, the progress they make each day, and this sense of satisfaction reinforces their commitment to their habits. The key to long-term success is not to focus on perfection, but on continual improvement. Another important factor in building consistent habits is accountability. It's much easier to stay committed to a habit when we have someone holding us accountable. Whether it's a friend, mentor, coach, having someone who checks in with us or expects us to show up helps us stay focused and committed. Accountability creates a sense of responsibility, and when we know others are counting on us, it increases our likelihood of sticking with our habits even when motivation wanes. Lastly, it's important to remember that habits are not just about what we do, they are also about what we don't do. Success is often a result of eliminating distractions, setting boundaries, and avoiding behaviors that don't serve our goals. For example, the habit of prioritizing important tasks over less important ones can make a huge difference in our productivity. Similarly, learning to say no to things that don't align with our values or long-term vision is a powerful habit that can keep us on track towards success. In conclusion, consistent habits are the key to achieving lasting success. While talent, intelligence, and circumstances can play a role, it is the small daily actions that ultimately create the results we desire. Success is not a single event, but a process that is built on the foundation of consistent habits. By developing routines that align with our goals, staying committed to the process, and allowing time for our efforts to compound, we can achieve remarkable results. The power of consistency cannot be underestimated. It is the unseen force that propels us toward our dreams. One small step at a time. Investing in relationships is one of the most powerful and rewarding things you can do in both your personal and professional life. In an age where technology often makes us feel more connected but simultaneously more isolated, the importance of nurturing genuine, meaningful relationships cannot be overstated. Relationships are the bedrock upon which we build our success, our sense of belonging, and our emotional well-being. Whether it's the relationships we maintain with family, friends, colleagues, or mentors, investing time, effort, and emotional energy into these connections enriches our lives in ways that money or material possessions never can. At the heart of investing in relationships is the understanding that people are not just a means to an end, they are, in fact, the end itself. The value of relationships lies in the way they enrich our lives, offer support during challenging times, provide different perspectives, and allow us to grow and evolve as individuals. Investing in relationships isn't simply about what we can gain from others, it's also about what we contribute to their lives. By giving love, care, time, and attention to those around us, we create an environment of mutual respect and support, one that ultimately strengthens our sense of connection with others. The first step in investing in relationships is to recognize the importance of time. Time is the most valuable resource we have, and how we spend it reflects what we truly value. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the demands of work, technology, and personal responsibilities. We often find ourselves so busy that we neglect to spend quality time with the people who matter most. Yet the people who truly make a difference in our lives are those who we spend time with, whether it's a family member, a friend, a colleague, or a colleague, or a partner. Genuine connection takes time and attention. If you want to build a strong, lasting relationship with someone, you need to prioritize spending time with them. It's not just about being physically present, but about being emotionally and mentally present as well. By actively listening, engaging in meaningful conversations, and showing up for others in times of need, you create a foundation of trust and intimacy that makes the relationship stronger over time. One of the most profound ways to invest in relationships is through emotional support. The people in our lives need to know that they can count on us, especially when times get tough. Life isn't always easy, and we all face challenges, whether they're personal struggles, career setbacks, or health issues. During these times, the support of loved ones can make all the difference, but offering emotional support isn't just about being there in times of crisis. It's about showing up consistently, being empathetic, and being the person who listens without judgment. It's about offering comfort and reassurance when someone is feeling down, and sharing in their joy and victories when they experience success. Emotional support fosters trust and builds a deeper, more resilient bond. It allows the other person to feel seen and heard, which is one of the most powerful ways to deepen any relationship. In addition to offering emotional support, investing in relationships also involves being a source of encouragement. The people around us are constantly growing, evolving, and striving to achieve their goals. One of the most meaningful ways to show up for others is to offer encouragement when they need it most. Whether it's cheering them on as they pursue a career goal, supporting them through a tough decision, or simply believing in them when they doubt themselves, encouragement has the power to lift someone's spirits and fuel their motivation. By offering encouragement, you not only help others stay focused on their goals, but you also strengthen the bond you share with them. Encouragement builds confidence, and when people feel confident in themselves, they are more likely to be open, honest, and vulnerable with those around them. Respect is another essential component of investing in relationships. Every relationship, whether personal or professional, thrives when there is mutual respect between individuals. Respect means valuing the other person for who they are, honoring their individuality, acknowledging their strengths, and understanding their needs. Respect in relationships doesn't mean agreeing on everything or always getting along. It means treating the other person with dignity, even during disagreements. It's about listening to their perspective, valuing their opinions, and honoring their feelings. Respect in relationships creates an atmosphere of trust and safety, allowing each person to be themselves without fear of judgment or rejection. When respect is present, the relationship can withstand the challenges that inevitably arise. Respect also means valuing the time and energy that someone invests in you. When we acknowledge and appreciate the contributions of others, we make them feel valued and respected, which in turn strengthens the relationship. A key part of respect is setting boundaries. Healthy relationships are built on clear, respectful boundaries. Boundaries allow individuals to maintain their sense of self, prioritize their needs, and avoid feeling overwhelmed or taken advantage of. Respecting someone else's boundaries is just as important as setting your own. When boundaries are respected, it fosters a sense of trust and ensures that both individuals feel comfortable, heard, and valued. Boundaries prevent resentment from building up and allow for healthier, more fulfilling relationships. If we don't set boundaries or fail to respect the boundaries of others, relationships can quickly become toxic, with individuals feeling drained, unsupported, or even manipulated. Another critical way to invest in relationships is through acts of kindness. It's often the little things that count the most: the unexpected phone call just to check in, the thoughtful message of encouragement, the small gift or gesture that shows to someone you're thinking about them. Acts of kindness are tangible expressions of love, care, and appreciation. These gestures may seem small, but they have an outsized impact. They show others that they matter, that you are thinking about them, and that you are willing to take the time to make their day a little brighter. Kindness builds goodwill, and goodwill nurtures connection. It deepens the bond between people, making them more likely to show up for each other when it truly matters. Investing in relationships also requires vulnerability. Vulnerability is the ability to be open, honest, and transparent with others, even when it feels uncomfortable. It means sharing your fears, your challenges, your joys, and your triumphs in a way that invites others to do the same. Vulnerability fosters intimacy because it allows people to connect on a deeper level. When we open ourselves up to others, we invite them to do the same, and this creates a space where true connection can occur. Vulnerability requires courage, but it is one of the most powerful ways to build trust and strengthen relationships. Without vulnerability, relationships can remain shallow, and both parties may feel disconnected, even if they are physically close. Being vulnerable doesn't mean oversharing or being emotionally needy. It means being authentic, honest, and willing to show up as your true self. Another aspect of investing in relationships is accountability. True friendship, love, or professional partnership doesn't just involve emotional support, it also requires a level of mutual accountability. This means holding each other to a higher standard, encouraging growth, and calling each other out when necessary. Accountability strengthens relationships because it shows that you care enough to challenge each other to be better. When we have people in our lives who hold us accountable, we are more likely to follow through on our goals, act with integrity, and grow into the best version of ourselves. Accountability is not about criticizing or judging, it's about supporting each other's growth and being honest when it comes to holding one another to a higher standard. Ultimately, investing in relationships is about giving as much as you take. Every meaningful connection is a two-way street. When you invest in others by giving your time, energy, empathy, and support, you create a sense of reciprocity that enriches both parties. Relationships thrive on mutual care, and when both individuals invest in the relationship, they both benefit. In a world that often prioritizes individualism and competition, investing in relationships can seem counterintuitive. However, the truth is that relationships are the foundation of a fulfilling, successful, and meaningful life. The depth of the relationships you cultivate will determine the quality of your life experience, and the time and energy you put into nurturing those connections will pay you back in ways that you cannot yet imagine. The investment in relationships is never wasted because in the end, it is our relationships that make life worth living. Gratitude shifts perspective. Gratitude is one of the simplest yet most profound forces in life. It has the power to shift how we perceive ourselves, the world around us, and our place within it. Often taken for granted or overlooked, the practice of gratitude is not merely an emotional response to the good things that happen in our lives, but a deliberate, intentional choice to focus on what we have rather than what we lack. In a world that often values productivity, achievement, and future success over contentment, gratitude offers a much-needed counterbalance. It is a practice that, when cultivated, can transform our lives in ways we might not even initially recognize. By focusing on the present moment and acknowledging the abundance in our lives, whether big or small, gratitude shifts our perspective, enabling us to see life through a lens of appreciation rather than scarcity. The tendency to overlook the good things in our lives is something that nearly everyone experiences from time to time. Our brains are wired to focus on problems and threats, a survival mechanism that helped our ancestors navigate a dangerous world. In today's society, however, this tendency often manifests as an overemphasis on what is going wrong rather than what is going right. We worry about what we don't have, what we haven't achieved, or the things that are going wrong in our lives rather than appreciating the countless blessings we often take for granted. This can lead to a sense of dissatisfaction or even unhappiness as we find ourselves constantly striving for more without ever truly enjoying what we already have. Gratitude in this sense acts as a remedy. It allows us to step back from this cycle of perpetual longing and recognize the richness of our lives as they are. When we practice gratitude, we shift our attention from the deficiencies in our lives to the abundance. This simple act can be incredibly transformative because it opens our eyes to the positive aspects of our reality. By taking time to reflect on the things we are grateful for, whether it's our health, relationships, opportunities, or even small everyday moments, we begin to recognize that there is always something worth appreciating, regardless of our current circumstances. In this way,